Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy Bent with the Chris and Sandy Show, where we get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I say on every episode, we've got a great one for you. Who do we have?
We have Lauriane Gilliéron with us today. She is a Swiss actress. In 2005, she won the title of Miss Switzerland and went on to represent her country at the 2006 Miss Universe pageant, where she placed second runner-up. She has also appeared on TV and shows such as CSI Las Vegas, Castle, Psych, Days of Our Lives, and The Bold and the Beautiful. She will be starring in the action film Love on the Rock.
And we're excited to have her on. So
Yes.
welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Hi, thank you guys. I'm excited to meet you and to be on this show. It's crazy.
You know, about 6 months ago, we had Kimberlyn Brown from Bold and Beautiful on.
We did.
Oh, well, I was on this show 3 times, I think. Once I played a model.
Oh, wow.
Once I played a photographer.
Yeah,
And then I played a art dealer, I think. I can't remember, but it was fun.
Oh, wow. Awesome.
But actually, what was super sweet is that my grandpa loved this show. And it was like 12 years ago, and I got to have autographs from a bunch of the cast members. Wow. So he was so happy.
Oh, that was
sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah, my mom passed away back right after we married 19 years ago, but you know, she would have been like so excited because she loved that show when we had.
It's like, you know, it's #1 show in the whole world. It's crazy. Wow. It's been on for like 30 years.
Yes.
So as you know, a lot, you know, we all experience a lot of craziness last 18 months.
We have.
Yep. So how has COVID affected you, and what have you done to maneuver through this?
You know, it's funny because so I lived in LA for 12 years, and I just moved back to Switzerland, where I'm from, 3 years ago. So basically a year before COVID hit. So I went to Paris and lived there, but I hated it because Paris is crazy. It's beautiful, but it's crazy. and I just moved back to Switzerland to be with my family, and I just felt this urge to be back home and to be with my loved ones, and I couldn't explain why, but I just felt I'm not a medium or something, so I don't see the future, but I felt this urge to be like back to my roots. And 4 months later, COVID hit, and I was like, thank God I actually made that move and was with my family when that happened. Because I would have been so worried and so, you know, stressed out to be away from them, because you never know what happens. And but I thank God I've been so lucky that nobody in my family got really sick, and I don't know anybody really that got sick or, you know, in a really bad shape. No, I'm pretty lucky, and for me it was, of course, my heart goes out to all the people that were affected to it, but I was kind of happy that the world stopped for a second. I was kind of relieved, because I love acting is my passion, and movie making is what I love to do, but I'm a home person. I
need a break from time to time.
What?
Need a break from time to time.
Oh yeah, and I just felt like the whole world needed a reboot and a reset. Of course, not like it was a bad one, because a lot of people suffered.
Yeah,
but I was kind of happy to have the time to go back in nature and then, you know, find myself again. It sounds cheesy, but it's true.
Yeah, that's like for us, you know, we, as I told you before the show, we launched this show January of 2020, so a couple months before COVID. And our original plan was to interview about 100 people the first year. We thought if we could do that, it'd be a great foundation. Then COVID happens. And as I'm watching things get shut down, I was like, you know, we can't change this, but, you know, people are going to need a place to talk. Then they now have time to talk, or before, and they might be willing to come on a new show. So we just went all out and re-messaged everybody. And we end up with, we're over 460 interviews now.
I know, I saw that. It's crazy, but you guys did the right thing, because it was the perfect, of course, nobody wants to change
Yeah.
life and change career,
Right.
but I mean, not everybody does. Some people are really happy with where they are, but most people saw an opportunity to really, I don't know, have a second chance at doing something that maybe they love and they always wanted to do, which probably is your case, and that's great.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was an
it's
opportunity.
definitely been a
for us.
blessing in disguise for us, because and we've had friends. We've had no. I'm not sure if we've had any personal friends that's passed away, but we've had a lot of connections that's passed away.
Right.
People that we knew.
Yes.
Because of course it hit pretty hard down here in the south of U.S. and but personal friends, I think we've had some that got it bad, but not like
but
recovered.
Yes.
Well, plus you guys, I mean, I lived in LA is my second home, and I miss it, and I can't wait. They're reopening the borders on next week, actually.
Oh,
so
wow.
I can't wait to see my friends.
Yes.
But you guys have had to deal with COVID, but on top of it, a lot of political and social and
it's just been crazy
distress that we don't really have here. So I mean, we do have it, but not
at the same level.
Everything exploded for you guys, so it was a lot for you to deal with.
Yes, that's one thing about our show is we've been able to come on our show. Doesn't matter where people stand, we talk about their story.
Yes,
and it's been our way to kind of just forget about what's going on.
Kind of been therapy for us doing the show.
I know. For me, it was like animals and nature. I spent time reading and watching movies, and then I would go and take like 3 hours walk in nature. I would just go out with my phone and nothing else. And just like come back whenever I needed to pee or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was just wonderful. I don't know. Of course, again, we know that a lot of people suffered, so I'm not advertising COVID or anything, but it's I found some peace in it, and I think it was we all had to, because otherwise we would have gone crazy.
Yeah, we all had to make the best of the situation that we
could. Speaking of animals, I hear you're a big animal lover and activist. So tell us about that.
Tell us about that, please.
Yeah, it's something everybody asks me, like, how did you get into loving animals so much? And I don't know, like when I was a kid, my grandparents, Switzerland we have a lot of farms, we have a lot of countryside. It's gorgeous and a lot of nature, but we'll also have cities, of course. But my grandparents had a farm, so I would go spend all my weekends there, and then my vacations. And they had rabbits, they had chickens, they had donkeys, they had ponies. I grew up, and I think it's always been in me, because at 7 years old I became a vegetarian when nobody was vegetarian around me. I just had that epiphany and that aha moment, like Oprah would say, where I just realized that animals need, like, what I was eating were kind of my friends. So I just completely stopped, and then from then on, thank God my parents allowed me to have my way of eating. Most parents would be like, no, you stop your shenanigans and you just eat what I give you. But they let me be in tune with my sensitivity, and I just
that's great.
That's where it started. And when I grew up, I just started, when I got a little bit of success with the Miss Switzerland pageant, and I had a voice. I used it to promote, and to defend animals and to support causes that are dear to me. But of course, I wanted to do more, but I try to do my best.
So what was that like going up for Miss Switzerland? I mean, that's a big accomplishment.
It is.
To represent your country.
It's funny because I never dreamt of being Miss Switzerland. It was not something that I grew up watching or I grew up fantasizing. I was a no, a gymnast. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did gymnastic, I did dancing. I was always very
wow.
artistic, and then I it's crazy, but I was in law school because I finished my college, and then I went to law school for a year because I didn't really know what to do. So I was like, my best friend went to law school, so I go, okay, well, let me go to law school too. And then I was like, I'll figure it out later. And then I was on lunch break, and I was reading a magazine, a newspaper, and they were advertising, if you're 18 and older and you're like at least 5'7", you can enter the pageant, send a picture. It's like, I always wanted to be an actress secretly, because
Yeah.
I never trusted myself and tried it, but I always wanted to try. And then I was like, well, maybe that will be like a stepping stone, and maybe that will be like a way, like a foot in the door.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sent a picture, and then the rest is history, because I then there was the casting, and then the pageant, and I won, and then I went to Miss Universe pageant in LA, and that's where I literally fell in love with LA.
Mm-hmm.
Not the city, because it's not
Yeah.
beautiful,
Yeah.
or but the energy. I felt like everything was possible. I felt
Wow.
like I needed to, like, I belonged there. Like I wanted to spend my 20s there, and I did. I packed my bags and I did.
Wow.
Yeah, it was honestly, like, the last 2 years in LA were kind of hard for me because I was lonely, and then work was missing, and I started shooting a show here in Switzerland, and then I felt like I needed to be back in Europe. But the first 10 years in LA were amazing. It was my home, and I really made a nest. I really created my little bubble there, and my parents would come and visit, my brother and sisters, and it was just, I felt every day I would wake up and I felt like everything was possible, and
Wow.
that feeling I'm missing. Yeah, I'm missing that feeling. But everything has a cycle, and maybe I'll be back.
Now, you say you always secretly wanted to be an actress. When did it click for you that this was actually a career that could possibility?
Honestly, I got to LA. I did not know if I could act, if I liked it, if like how to make it in this industry. I was young. I was 22, and I was just fearless, I guess. And I was like, well, let me just try. I couldn't speak English. I was my English was terrible.
Wow.
And I was in front of a mountain of things to do to make it in this town, And I was like, well, if I like it, then I stay. If I don't, then I go home, and I just, find my way. And I started acting, and I loved it. I was completely passionate by it. I wanted to do that for the rest of my life. All these emotions that you find that you use when you're an actor, it's like I had a place to put them. I had a place to use them, because in real life, sometimes it's hard to use anger and to let that out of you. So I just fell in love with the work, and I was like, well, now you need to have your, you need to get your papers, because you need to work. Without your papers in America, you can't work. So I applied for a visa, which I got with the help of lawyers, and then I applied for the green card, and I got my green card in 2009, and that's when really I felt like I belonged, and I could really start a career. And that's when I could start auditioning, and things started picking up.
The snowball effect there.
Yeah, but it was a lot of work. Like, all people they think maybe you just get discovered at a Starbucks, and then and then the rest is history. But it's not. Like, it's so much work, it's so much rejection, and so much.
And let's talk about that a little bit, because that's part of our show. Is I always talk about how people see the glory behind the big artists and actors and all that, but they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggles it takes, not just to get to their level, but even a career within entertainment. And I always want to talk about that side of it. So tell us, even to get to where you are today, what are some of the sacrifices and struggles you've had to go through to get here?
I've always been very lucky in my life, but things haven't come easy. Like, I had to work a lot for every little part that I got in, like, one-liners, two-liners in CSI. Or, like, it's just so, people think you just stumble on to the auditions and you get it, but there's so much work that get into it and behind it, and there's so much rejection. And I always tell people that come up to me here in Switzerland, because we don't have that culture and there's not a lot of schools and a lot of ways to train in acting. And sometimes people ask me, like, what should I do? Like, I want to be an actor, I want to be an actress. Like, how do I do it? And I always tell them, if you do it because you love it, then do it. But if you do it for the money, for the fame, please do something else, because you're going to be broke. You're going to be rejected. You're going to feel like crap.
It's not going to be worth it.
Oh, yeah. It's not worth it. If it's not a passion, it's not worth it. It's actually unhealthy if it's not a passion, because you just, there's no point in doing something that 90% of the time you're going to be rejected, and the doors are going to be, you're going to be hitting brick walls like behind you.
And then the media doesn't help the cause, especially being Miss Switzerland and stuff like that. Again, as you get older, then they want to put so much pressure on young women.
Oh my God.
And that makes it even worse.
We are a little bit more like, it's easier here because we don't have that paparazzi culture. We don't have that
like LA
culture here, like you do in the US or in the UK. France is even worse. It's worse than here, but still. But here, you have a lot of celebrities, huge, like Tina Turner, Shania Twain, and like, I don't know, like so many that have houses in Switzerland, because people don't care. Like, you can see Tina Turner on the street. Nobody's gonna, like, people maybe are gonna take a few pictures, but they're not gonna bother her, because it's a Swiss mentality, But being Miss Switzerland, I got faced with a lot of medias, because we don't have a lot of celebrities. So there's Roger Federer, and then there's Miss Switzerland. So it's like, automatically you get thrown in the limelight like this. And I was 21, like, I was not prepared for all this. Nobody trained me how to, like, thank God my head was on my shoulder, and I could, like, think properly, because they're like always trying to get at you, trying to make you say something that you shouldn't say, or do something you shouldn't do. And I feel so bad for people that are too young to maybe be wise and get caught in the limelight, and then get destroyed by.
They'll destroy them.
Oh, people are out to get people, and I never understood that concept. For me, it's like, I can't hurt a fly. Like, I can't. But you're right. And the celebrity is what we look for in a way, because if you're an actor, you kind of want that fame that goes with it. Because
it's like a double-edged sword.
It is.
Yeah.
You want it, but then you don't want it.
What goes
you want the recognition, but you don't want the annoying part that goes with it.
Yes. But
you got to deal with it. And I think the way, like, I'm so glad I'm older now, and I can, I've come a long way, and I've traveled, and I'm maybe more mature, and so if things happen for me now, even in a bigger way, I would be able to manage myself, Yeah.
And, you know, like with our show, you know, that was one thing when we first started. I was like, if we ever get to the point where we start having celebrities on the show, which we've had some now, is we never want to be the show that is out to get the guest. We want to be
No,
the
that's
show that
not
tells
us.
their story.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you know what? I respect that so much. And I think also what we faced these past years with the world crisis, people need kindness. People need good and people that are looking out for people. We don't want hatred. We don't want violence. There's so much out there that if you get on as a person, like as an actress, if you get on a show where people are trying to make you say stuff or trying to tell you that you've done like not a lot, and it's really painful. Like, it should not happen, because why would you have me on your show if it's to break me down, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And
That
that's
would
how
be
you're
the
going to
point.
succeed, because people want a positive energy nowadays. And I feel
And I
like
think that's
so
one of the
needed.
reasons why we've been able to get a lot of Disney and Nickelodeon actors and actresses on our show. I think because their PR teams can trust us.
We're a safe
Yeah.
space here.
We're a safe space for the young
Yeah.
woman.
Yes.
and I commend you for that, because not a lot of people are, and in the medias, they're kind of known for the other side, for being, you know,
Mhm.
vicious. But we always forget that there are people like you that
They're human.
and they just want to have a conversation with another human being, and not, you know, look for the
Absolutely.
little nasty things.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Bravo.
Well, we definitely appreciate that, because,
Appreciate that.
you know, again, you know, we try to be different here. You know, there's a lot of shows out there. We just want to be that show that people can look to and say, you know what, we get the story. We get the story from the guest, not where we have to make up a story and, you know, tell news about someone who's not
We
real.
get the true story.
We get the true story because it's
Yes,
your
from the
story.
guest.
Yeah. And you know, I started hosting a radio show in the morning for
wow.
it's been like 3 months, and it's really cool. I meet a lot of people, and we have a lot of people that get that come for interviews from all sides, from all walk of life, like politicians, artists, and even if I'm not in total agreement with their point of view or what they do or what message they bring to the table, I always have the respect of having a very neutral approach, you know.
Exactly.
Like,
Yes.
I don't go for them, I don't come at them, I try to understand where they come from, and because that's why would I invite someone on the show and then just like fight with them, you know? It's just
Yeah,
weird.
that makes no sense.
Makes no
It's
sense.
about mutual respect.
Yeah,
So let's
respect.
flip the script a little bit and talk about the plus side now. You know, let's talk about some of the wow moments that you've done. And we go, one was, of course, Miss Switzerland, but let's go beyond that some since then. And let's talk first about the Love on the Rock. Tell us about that.
Oh my God. So that was, it was unbelievable. First of all, I got this, it was like the middle of the second wave of COVID.
Oh,
And
Wow.
all the countries were shutting down again. It was getting cold. It was like literally a year ago from today.
Oh, wow.
wow.
Like day, almost, you know, to the day.
Yeah.
And I got this email from my longtime manager. We haven't spoken in like 10 years, and I got this email from this manager that I had when I first moved to the US to LA, and he's like, oh well, I don't know where you are in the world, and I hope you're well, but seriously, my friends are shooting this movie. Well, they're shooting this movie, and they're looking for in Malta, and they're looking for actresses with European passports. And I'm like, well, first of all, Swiss is not Europe, but that's like a little, that's like a side note. But and then he's like, do you want a self tape? I mean, if you do, just here are the sites. And I like, I just had lost my cat, which was my best friend for the past 10 years. And I was,
wow.
I was like in a mood where nothing matters. Like I'm just going through the motions. I was in bed reading this email, and I was like, well, whatever. So I called my sister, and I'm like, well, first of all, I had to find someone that spoke English to, give me the lines.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you want to, can you self-tape with me? Like, I don't know what that project is, but it could be fun. And we did. And we had so much fun doing it. We had so much fun. I had to pretend like I had a fake gun. It was like all over the place. And we had a blast. And I think it came through in the video because I was like free and I was just, like I nailed it, I think. For once.
Awesome.
And then I sent out the tape, and then they called me. Can we do a Zoom callback, which was unheard of. I've never had a Zoom callback.
Oh, wow.
And we met with the casting director, the producer, and the director via Zoom, and we did it.
It's a new world.
Huh?
It's a new world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was so weird, but so okay, whatever, let's just do it. And then long story short, they asked me to read for the lead, and then I did, and then they cast me, and then I left for Malta 3 days after they told me I got the role. So it was like, COVID test, packing, cat sitting for my baby that is still here. I mean, it was just like madness, but I had the time of my life. Honestly, it was a bubble, anti-COVID. We were like in the team was amazing. We got the vibe, like the energy was like everything, all the stars aligned for us to make a great movie. We were like a team of friends that never met each other before.
Wow.
Shooting a movie for 3 weeks in Malta in like a confined place because nothing was open. Everything was, shut down because of COVID. We had testing every day, but still we were shooting during the day, drinking wine at night. It was the best time of my life. And I think it comes through in the movie because it was really a teamwork. Everyone on that set was just amazing.
And talking about teamwork, that's actually a perfect lead in where I want this to go. As you know, a lot of people, they see you, but they don't see the team behind you. And in our opinion, the team never gets the love they deserve. But on our show, they do. So take a few moments just to tell us about the team that helped you be who you are.
You mean on that movie?
Just team in general.
Yeah. You can't do it alone. Like, no matter what you do, you can't do it alone. And from the moment I was put on this planet until now, I've had people on my side, whether it's my family, my parents, whether it's kind people that helped me throughout moments that I could have fallen, but I didn't because I could, rely on these people. When I got to LA, I met a few wonderful people that helped me set everything, DirecTV or whatever it was, AT&T. I didn't know anything, and these people helped me, just go through paperwork. That's on life, but on that movie or on the movie in general, you can't, it's a village. It takes a village to make a movie. Yep. There's everyone has as much importance as the actor. We are the face of the movie. People see us and we get all the credit for it, which is, it's unfair. But we could never do it without all the team that put they work. We show up after them and we leave before them. They are from dusk. No, dusk is when the sun rises, or right?
Yeah.
Yes.
From dusk to dawn.
Morning to night, they work so much to make us look good, to light us with great lighting, to put it like frame us the right way. There's hair and makeup, costume. There's like all the technicians that run everywhere all day long to get you, not you, like, but like to get everyone what they need. The director has to manage everything. It's like we are the babies that everybody takes care of, and we just do what we're told. But it's without everyone on that set, nothing would be possible. So I'm always grateful to it and everyone, and kind to everyone, because I'm nothing without them, you know.
And like they say, you know, those that you push down going up will be there to help you go back down when you're coming down.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you be good to everybody, because you don't know where they're going to be down the road. And it's the right thing to do.
It is.
Exactly. And in every aspect of life, of course, you can have a moment where people are, or you're in a bad mood, or something is really pissing you off, and sometimes, like, rightfully so, and you need to say your piece and you need to speak out. But like rude people, mean people, like disrespect, I can't. I'm never. If I don't agree with something, I just walk away. I calm down, and then I come back, and I'm like, okay, what can I do? But people that are there to get you, I stay away from, because I don't want to be part of this in life.
Exactly. And, you know, speaking of teens, we have a third co-host, our little 9-year-old that we let come on the show.
His name's
Christopher. So she's going to go get him.
Okay.
And we got a 2.5-year-old daughter that when she gets older, she'll be plugged into our show too.
Oh, that's so sweet.
And next year he turns 10, January 11th. So I bet after that, I'm going to still say on shows, I'm going to forget he's 10. And he's... and I'll probably say 9. I'm so used to saying it.
Oh my God. It goes so fast. I don't have children, but my brother has a little girl. And like every day I see her, I feel like she's 10 years older.
Yeah, it does go fast.
Hi, Lauriane. So what's your favorite food?
What's your name again?
Christopher.
Oh, Christopher, nice to meet you.
All right. Hi, Lauriane. So what's your favorite food?
My favorite, sorry, I couldn't hear you. My favorite food is pasta.
Ooh.
I'm vegan, so I have a very specific diet where I don't eat any animal products. But my favorite pasta is arrabbiata pasta, which I make myself, al dente, with a glass of wine, and I'm like the happiest woman on the planet.
What's yours?
Mine is... Oh yeah, mine's pizza.
Yours is what?
Mine is pizza.
What's your favorite toppings on the pizza?
Pepperoni, sausage, and supreme.
So you're like do you have pizza every weekend?
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Probably about once a week, I would say. Yeah. His body can handle it, being young.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure you run a lot. You just go out and play a lot.
Yeah. So what's your favorite TV show?
Oh, Lord. It's every month it's different. Right? I mean, do you know Friends, the TV show Friends?
Yeah.
Dun, dun. Well, I grew up watching Friends, and when COVID happened, I rewatched everything from episode 1 to the end, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot so many things, because I was a teenager when it came out, and it was just the best time. Or I love drama like Peaky Blinders. That you're too young for that, but it's very violent sometimes. I don't know. Like I'm losing. There's so many, but right now I can't think of. What's your favorite TV show?
Mine is SpongeBob.
Huh? Well, I don't have. I think I've never seen SpongeBob.
Huh.
And it's funny that that's been around since for many years, and they're still making new episodes.
It's so funny. When I was a kid, I don't think I watched a lot of TV shows. I watched all the Disney movies, and my favorite one was the Little Mermaid. But I don't think I watched a lot of TV shows. We were not allowed to watch TV during the week.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, which is good.
Ain't that funny that you become an actress?
I think it's because of that. I got deprived.
Right.
Okay, so what's your favorite movie?
Oh gosh. Again, so many, but the movie, 2 movies that made me want to become an actress. First one is Dirty Dancing. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's like an all-time favorite with dancing and great like love story. And the one that really I was crazy for that movie, The English Patient, with Juliette Binoche and Ray Fiennes, I think. Yeah, it's during World War II, and a patient an aviator crashes with his plane and is burned like really badly, and a French nurse takes care of him, and he tells her his story and his love story with another, it's just beautiful, and the picture is just gorgeous, so that's my 2 really favorite movies. But I have many ones, and French ones too that you wouldn't know. What's yours?
Mine is the Minions movie.
Again, I think I have a lot to watch because of
Yeah, he's even got a
Yeah.
shirt. He's even got a shirt that has the little minions on it.
Wow.
That's called the Minions.
The Minions. I know who they are, but I haven't watched the movie.
Huh.
Which one is your favorite movie, Chris?
Which one is that?
I think he's actually mine would probably be the movie Rudy. I love a movie to where you have the underdog.
I know.
Yeah.
I love the movies where the underdog has to overcome all obstacles and just surprises everybody.
Like Forrest Gump, like the perfect underdog movie where he becomes the hero.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My thanks.
Oh, you're leaving? Bye, Christopher. Bye.
He's been on he's been on almost every episode, and he loves it. I remember when we first launched the show, it's like, you know what? We're going to include him in because I think it'll be fun.
Oh, he's grown so much. He used to just do 1 question. Now he does 3. He wants his own show someday.
So yeah, he's probably going to get his own show. When people are that natural and that spontaneous and that free, it's just like what people like and what people are drawn to that. So he's probably gonna go and be like the king of I don't know what channel.
That would be cool.
Taking over
so if you could co-star with any actor or actress, who would you want to co-star with, and what role would you want to play?
Oh gosh, so many. Nicole Kidman is my ultimate favorite actress.
Yes. She's amazing.
Her filmography, everything she does to me is like perfection. Some movies are better than others, or I like them better, but she is right on every single time. And the older she gets, the more fearless she gets, and the best she comes out with the best work. And so I would die for her to play, I don't know, my sister or I would really love to work with her. I would love to work with, who is always considered as the beautiful person, but Brad Pitt is one of my ultimate favorite. Oh, yeah. Brad Pitt to me is the epitome of perfection, because he's gorgeous, but we forget that he's an amazing actor.
Mhm.
Like the performances that he has put out are just genius, and I would love to work with him, and so many more, like Kate Winslet, Kate Blanchett. You know, I've had a little part in a movie with Al Pacino and Christopher Walken in 2012. Yeah, Stand Up Guys. I had to throw a drink in Al Pacino's face. I was like, oh my god.
Gosh.
Yeah, I'm serious. I was like, it was in the script, and we did it
you had
like
to do it.
yeah. And
Was it
nobody
one
knew
take
it.
or a bunch of takes?
Oh well, that's the thing, because there's always like many takes, because you have to do like from
You had to
all
keep
the
doing it.
angles and then like close-ups, and
Yeah.
we ended up doing like 15 takes of me throwing this drink at his face, and he was a king. Like, he never said a word of like, oh gosh, can we like stop now? Not to me, but like, he was so professional. He never like showed any kind of annoyment, or like he was never unkind to anyone. He was so professional. I was like, oh, you're like amazing. And I worked with George Clooney and Matt Damon in a worldwide campaign for Nespresso in 2013.
wow.
Yeah, so that was like, oh, I was on set with these two monsters of cinema for 2 whole days, and I was like, what is happening, you know?
Wow.
So, and they were so kind and so funny and so cool to work with. So I've been lucky, but I hope for more.
Yes.
So what's a show or movie that you've seen recently that you wish you had a role in?
Oh gosh. You're taking me by surprise with all these questions. I'm a movie goer, but oh gosh, I'm thinking of a French movie that is called Pupille. It's gorgeous. It's about a woman that can't have children, and she goes through adoption, and it's like this beautiful love story with a mother and a child. And anyways, oh well, recently, because it's just, I went to see Dune, you know, Denis Villeneuve, director, and I'm not a sci-fi person, but this movie was just stunning from beginning to end. I don't know if you've seen it, but
I've heard of it, but haven't seen it.
yeah. So this movie is just gorgeous, and it's like a dream, and worlds that collide, and I would love to be in that movie, and all the Nolans, like Inceptions and Interstellar. I would love to play with like many directors that I think are visionaries, and Iñárritu, and so yeah, a lot of parts.
Yeah, Elizabeth asks, what channel is the English Patient on?
Huh?
Elizabeth
Oh,
asks.
you need to watch it. It's epic. It's epic.
She's asking what channel is it on?
That's from a few years ago, so probably one of the movie networks, maybe
Probably.
on demand.
So sorry.
Yeah.
The English Patient is a movie that came out in '92, I think, or something. So it you can probably, I think it's on all the, I don't know if we can say those words, but Netflix and all. Like, I think
probably somewhere in there.
Yeah, somewhere in one of those streaming.
Yeah, but it's epic. It's just gorgeous. Yeah.
Yes. And what are some sources of inspiration for you?
I mean, honestly, like, everything is. I try to write too. I try to be creative in that way, like because when you have acted in many projects, you kind of know what works and what doesn't, and then I feel like I want to write my own stories and talk about things that matter to me. But what inspire me are just like, I've always loved World War II movies, and I never understood why. I was like, why am I so passionate about these movies?
Mhm.
And I think it's because in that time you had really the worst of people, but also the best that
Yeah.
came out,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm very inspired by people that go out of their ways to better the world and just
Mhm.
like try to bring, even if it's like a little stone that you put to out there, like a little thing that probably means nothing to a lot of people, like
Yeah.
just helping someone that will, you know, go out and do something else. I'm inspired by kindness. I'm inspired by love. I'm inspired by someone overcoming adversities, like you said, Chris, also the underdog that come out on top and just like defy all the odds. Like I'm inspired by
We've defied all the odds because everybody told us our marriage could never work because back
why.
in 2002 we met online. Back then it was taboo.
Yeah, it wasn't common
And
like now.
we met online on February 2nd of 2002, talked on the phone February 4th, set a wedding date February 18th, and met in person March 4th. So we were meeting in person to see who we were going to marry.
We were.
Oh,
And
my
everybody
God.
said we could never work. We were the underdogs, and here we are 19 years later.
That's amazing. You know, sometimes like stuff like life is weirder and more surprising than movies, because like the universe is like has a way to bring you whatever you need without you noticing, or like it's you look back and you're like, huh, so this is why I had to go through this
Yeah.
to be able to find this. And at the time it seems like you're going through hardship and you can't make things happen, and you're just like, you know, down on yourself, but then you look back and like, oh, the universe had a
Then
plan.
you get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's beautiful, guys. I'm happy for you.
Well,
Oh,
thanks.
thank you. What would you like for your legacy to be? What would you like to be known and remembered for?
Again, it sounds a little cheesy, but it's true. I really hope, whatever, in a big way or a small way, I really hope I leave this planet like in a better state.
Yeah.
Like I really hope like I helped shine kindness and light and
It's important.
It is important.
And comfort to some people. You know, sometimes I'm even just like saying something kind to someone on the street, just like maybe it means nothing to you, but maybe this person had a terrible day, and you're just like,
could mean everything
making
to them.
everything better. You know, I just hope for the animals and for humans, I just hope I bring a little light.
Awesome. So as we start to close out here, if you had a friend of yours that wanted to get into the acting business and they were pretty good, they've played maybe a couple lines here and there, but their heart is all in. What advice would you give that person to kind of help guide them the next few years?
Never give up.
I love that.
Keep going.
Keep going.
Like I should have stopped so many times. Like I should have done something else. I should have like have more money. I should have like tried to do like opportunities have come where I was like, well, this should be the smart way to go. But then I was like, no, because my heart is not in it. My heart is in acting, and I'm the happiest whenever I'm on set. And like, you can't fake this. You can't, whatever you, like, I never work a day in my life when I'm on set. Like, it's just all passion and play. Yeah. And I would tell them, never give up.
And I get that, because there's so many times where in the almost 2 years of this show to where I've told Cindy, I quit, I'm giving up.
Oh, yes.
And she has to talk me off of that ledge sometimes, because it's like, it don't grow as, no matter what, I don't care who you are. if you're trying to rise, you're never where you want to be. It's just not. And sometimes you get this frustration where you want it to go a little faster. It's not going faster, and you're like, is it ever going to happen? But again, it's like also one of the things where if you quit, you have to live with yourself.
Yeah, and I want to take my last breath and say, at least I tried. I tried everything. I have no regrets. Of course, you always, stuff that you can do better, and maybe I should have done this. But I never want to say, damn it, I should have tried. Because that's like the worst for me. Like I wanna be like, okay, I did it all. And then the rest is like, we'll see.
Exactly.
Yeah,
and like Antoine said, never give up. Always remember why you started.
So important.
Yeah. Why? What makes you? I don't know. Like feel things. Like what makes your heart like explode out of your chest? And I don't know. It's just so worth it.
Most definitely. So as we close out here, tell everybody how they can find you and Love on the Rock and all that.
So they can find me. People can find me on Instagram. They can find me. I have my agent is in Paris. It's Agence Arc-en-Ciel in Paris, which is listed on my website, Lauriane.info, I think. So, but people will find me with Instagram, and then Love on the Rock. Love on the Rock just came out 2 weeks ago. It's everywhere on demand. Dish. I don't know, you guys, like, I can't remember all the platforms that you have in the US. Dish on demand. So really go watch it because the picture is amazing and I think it's fun. I haven't seen it all because like I'm all the way in Switzerland, so it's kind of hard. But it's fun. It's there's so much action and the scenery is gorgeous and the plot is really cool. And I hope for a sequel. So we shall see.
That'll be awesome. And we really enjoyed having you on the show today, and we look forward to having you back for some more updates.
Yes.
Me too. Thank you so much for having me, guys. It was great to get a little taste of Savannah.
Our pleasure.
Our pleasure. We enjoyed it. So fun.
Thank you so much.
For your time.